Hello everyone, and welcome now to game number 2 between Yumiko and Nicker. Game 2 taking place here, I believe this was Ancient Isle. As I'm going to go ahead and speed things up just a little bit, we see Nicker spawning as the red night elf on the top left-hand side of the map, Yumiko spawning as the orange human on the bottom right. This is going to be human versus night elf once more. No big surprise there, I am sure, as the archmage quickly makes its way out and is going to be doing some militia creeping at this 533 creep camp. Meanwhile, off to the north, Altar of Elders is a bit delayed, which means we are looking at a tavern hero. And is it a Dark Ranger? Yes, it is. She has arrived on the field, and the Dark Ranger is perhaps one of the strangest heroes to fight against, because unless you have a very, very good way of dealing with those lesser minions, it could actually come back to haunt you. All right, that peasant looks like it is going to end up falling, and one more shot, yes, does bring out a dark minion there. The dark minion, however, quickly falls, as the Dark Ranger now needs to find a way to get a little bit more mana. All right, back off to the top left, we are going to be looking at Null Brute, more archers. I'm surprised that the Dark Ranger hasn't really been spending her time trying to focus down and get a larger skeletal minion army going. You really should be focusing on the Null Poachers first, and as you want more and more dark minions. The lower the hit point unit, the easier it is, as you're going to see the Forest Troll Shadow Priest now coming in with a little bit of a heal here. The dark minions, all of a sudden, you have a very sizable army to take down creep camps you really have no business attacking. All right, 28 over 30 supply. Tree of Life ready to go. Are we going to be looking at more dark minions? That is going to be the question, as the Dark Ranger may try and stop this militia creeping here. And if it does get stopped, that is going to be an absolutely deadly strategy right here. All right, now going after some footmen. It looks like damage is being added, and it looks as though one shot on Yumiko's footman there. Oh, down to 2 hit points and doesn't fall. A little bit of an unlucky number roll, perhaps. It looked like that dark minion should have spawned out, but whether it be the armor or whatever, it just did not come into play. All right, Wisp is still over here. Dark Ranger hoping to really take down more and more peasants, isn't going to be able to get that opportunity, as we should be getting in perhaps a double abolish magic again. If it does happen, the Dark Ranger may find herself at level 2. No, just a little bit shy, as we're still looking at that Dark Ranger wandering around here. Now, this is one of those questions where you should ask yourself, what should the Dark Ranger really be doing? Should the Dark Ranger really be putting herself in harm's, really be creeping to get a level advantage, or should it be trying to stop the opponent? All right, there's Boots of Speed. Dark Ranger should be able to get away in a pretty easy hurry, as the Troll Shadow Priest, however, quickly gets taken down. Militia coming back the other way, and now all of a sudden, Nicker's brilliant strategy, he overstayed his welcome, and the Militia have come back with a vengeance to try and re-establish control at this 3 o'clock expansion location. Archmage now sitting at level 3. Dark Ranger just didn't get the level advantage that she needed. That delay in creeping really costing her, as the Archmage now going to be able to drop another level 2 water elemental here in just a moment. Once we see an arcane tower up at this expansion, that Dark Ranger's potency is just going to drop, and that value is just not going to be there. The Dark Ranger really needs to get a higher level advantage earlier on, and that's not what we're seeing. It looks like this gambit that was opened up by Nicker is not going to end up paying off, and the Dark Ranger may actually even fall, able to escape at 27 hit points, as now we're looking at the shadow melding of the archers here. All right, that archer looks like it is going to end up falling. There it is. And it looks like the white flag has been raised pretty much. No real reason for the Dark Ranger to come over here, and except to perhaps try and scroll of Town Portal away a Forest Troll Berserker. 23 over 50. Where is all of the gold that should be in the coffers of Nicker? 41 over 54 supply compared to 22 over 50. There is really nothing that shows why there is such a big disparity in army sizes. Both players have been mining from the same bases or similar bases for a similar amount of time. Tree of Life and also this Town Hall both have been in play for a little bit of time, or so, excuse me, not in play for a little bit of time, but Yumiko's Town Hall wasn't mining for all that much. So what is really giving that discrepancy in supply? It's the number of units that Nicker had lost. All right, let's go ahead and take down a Troll Trapper there. Another unit now being added here, and as we're gonna see, this Ogre Magi attempt to take down this Lesser Dark Minion and do it rather quickly. Ogre Magi down to 200 hit points still, but the Footman army and the Archer's now pushing through here. This is just not looking good. Archer trying to pull back, not going to be able to make it at all. Level 4 now on the Archmage, and we've only hit the 7-minute mark. That means that we're going to be dropping Water Elementals pretty regularly, and I believe that's just like the second time I've seen a Footman. Well, nope, never mind. He does not escape with less than 10 hit points, as the Dark Ranger now going after another Footman here. All right. Still just a bit of a head scratcher. Not quite sure why the Dark Ranger, who opened up in order to be a very, very effective early hero, is having such a hard time against the number of units that we're looking at. Panda is back out on the field. Should have Breath of Fire ready to go. Let's take a look. Keep now being upgraded. Town Hall, we're looking at about 400 gold in the bank ready to go. Meanwhile, this Tree of Life is just now done and should be trying to entangle a gold mine off over here if it can walk there in time. That is a whole bunch of Wisp. Another, no, sorry, that was not a Wisp. Those are just Footmen there, as the Dark Ranger is still taking a lot of damage from the Water Elemental. Level 4 on the Archmage, more than doubling the level of the Dark Ranger. And that is just got to be adding insult to injury. There's not much that can be done by Nicker. Game number 1, much closer. Game 2 went a little bit off of the standard play and is absolutely getting punished for not going for a traditional build. All right, Water Elemental gonna be able to take down that Forest Troll Berserker here in just a moment, and perhaps even take down that Druid of the Talon. Nope, Archmage wants to finish the job, and there it goes. Takes down 2 more units. Archmage now saying to himself, you know what, I can just walk out of here, no big problem. I got a replenishment potion. I got scrolls of healing. There's not much that really can be done against me. Wisp attempting to get away. Meanwhile, Archmage ready to go. Gonna use that replenishment potion, already regenerating mana and hit points, and in a hurry. Down over here, we're looking at the Tree of Life trying to take down this Null Overseer creep camp, but when it does finally come into fruition, it may be too little, too late. Breath of Fire going across the Null Overseer here. Meanwhile, Archmage is currently just sitting happy on a very healthy Archmage. And where is that? Is there a Mountain King anywhere? Where did that Mountain King go? Nope, no Mountain King as of yet. Archmage still wandering around, as we are going in now into the workshop. Arcane Vault, 48/60 supply. Ancient of Lore, showing that we are at 30/60. Ancient of Lore absolutely getting beaten. There's that Panda, and the Panda should come in with a Breath of Fire. Yeah, that does stop some of the healing, but those Footmen were pretty much so high on health that the Breath of Fire didn't even bring them into the yellow. Panda hoping to engage here, perhaps fight back against the sheer number of units that we're looking at, but that is just not happening right now. Triple Water Elementals coming in from Yumiko. Yeah, they do have a little bit of negative armor, but it may not even matter. All right, let's go ahead and take a look back over here. Archmage trying to hide back. Scroll of Town Portal will be able to teleport out of here without really losing that many units. Ends up losing a Footman there, but Yumiko still sitting strong, 54/78 compared to 28/60. Yeah, when you are down that much supply and also down in terms of hero level 4 to level 3 and level 1 to level 1, I believe. Where is that other hero? Mountain King now making its way out. So by the time the second units do come out, even though the Panda is going to be at 2 and out level to level 1 Mountain King, it may not matter because the amount of damage that Orange can deal with the sheer number of units that he has been able to amass is nothing to laugh at. All right, here you go. Breath of Fire going after the units in the center. Panda trying to clear the smoke, so to speak. going after the units here. There goes another Null over here, picking up a Circlet of Nobility. Panda wants to turn around, get a Breath of Fire off. Does get a Breath of Fire off on a handful of units, but it's not going to really be all that much. Spellbreaker's now pushing through as well, as the Mountain King should be able to get off a Stormbolt onto that Panda here in just a moment. There it is, and that might be the game there if the Mountain King... No, Staff of Preservation saves the unit. Mountain King may end up Stormbolting the Dark Ranger. No, it doesn't look like it. No, it looks like it is a possibility, and with that possibility, that is going to be the game. Level 5 on the Archmage just after the 12-minute mark. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.